work-life balance, imposter syndrome, and challenges being a child of immigrants. These are topics I had in a group coaching session in a boat. You will be hearing some Bridgerton music in the background because that was the music and vibe that I wanted, especially with the ocean breeze coming. And hopefully, you will also feel the energy of being in community and that ocean breeze. I obviously blocked out names and confidential information in this call, but it's a great way for you to experience that you are not alone in the challenges that you are going through in work, business, and life. And it's a great way to experience being in community and how it may look like to be coached by me. You'll probably get some action items even for yourself. All right, grab your tea, coffee, boba. And I will say there is some fun alcoholic beverages in this boat, but that is not available to you while listening to this podcast, obviously. Unless you're at home, then you get it. And please do not be doing that while driving. All right, let's drop the beat.
All right, this is my little video camera, okay? It's just gonna be me on my face, okay? So don't worry about it. And then I have a little mic here too, okay? Because I'm recording. So let's do what you do, however you wanna share that. And then fun fact. And then the fourth question is, what would you like to be coached on today? So how I'm treating this, I just want it more of a discussion. You don't need me to lecture to you because you could go on YouTube for that. But I could share tips and you'll be, I think, actually surprised because there might be similar questions to one another. Okay? All right.
So one thing in terms of coaching, she's been like my therapist for 20 plus years, but
Don't age us.
I know.
You don't need to give how
we are old. Just so
I
you
thought
know.
we graduated last month. We graduated last month.
Yeah. No, we're
We went to
Botox.
UC Irvine
Yes, we
and
did.
graduated last month.
or like in O's, in the double O section. Work-life balance for me, just because, you know, demand is high in the tech and AI space and just a lot going on. And I have two small kids, so they're 2 and 4. And this morning, my 2-year-old asked me if I was coming back. So the days are long, you know, but, you know, they like me. I think they do. And yeah, that's me.
I'm a therapist, so I have my own private practice out in
Do you want to
Pasadena.
lead this instead? Because you're a therapist. We got a lot of load.
We're all going to be crying. I'm just kidding. By the end of this, I know, crying and drinking, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I started out as a solo practitioner, but now I'm in the process of scaling, or I already scaled, but I want to grow much bigger. And fun fact, I did stand-up comedy.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know. There's an opportunity for me to do another one soon, but I don't know if I want to do it.
Wait, when's your next show?
No, I mean, no, I think it might be in a few weeks, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Yes. Something that I would like to learn is how to like operate out of confidence and not feel kind of like anxious, especially at least for me because I'm operating by myself. It's kind of scary to make decisions. And then also how to build like healthy culture with your team.
What I would like to learn is again how to build good relationships with them. How can I get through to them while also being their leader? If that makes sense.
I'm a Mary Poppins bag, so when you guys tell me things, I have a whiteboard.
That's a whiteboard?
Whiteboard is
Yeah.
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 That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
I'm
awesome.
meeting my Asian stereotype. Okay, so how to network with people. Okay.
And just how to grow.
Okay, cool.
And then, fun fact, I do like to travel. Right now, I am planning a trip to China and Japan, so hopefully a little bit more. I've been to Japan already. Cannot wait to go back.
I want to learn how to feel more comfortable speaking English because my first language is Spanish. So when I try to speak English, I feel scared to say a lot of mistakes. But I'm still learning, so I'm excited to be around people who speak English.
You're doing I'm actually curious, just seeing the makeup, like how many are like children of immigrants in here? Oh, you're in the right boat. Perfect.
Literal book.
Yeah. Fresh off the boat. I'm making fun of myself, okay? Like,
I currently just joined the HR
team department, but prior to that, I used to be a bookkeeper at a store. For 16 years, I worked with employees, but I think I would like to, with this new position, learn how to approach a member to have that conversation, HR related.
I would like to have more confidence when I'm talking in front of an audience, and to be more confident of what I said and my posture, you know, like I think I learned that somehow, somewhere, that it tells about you when you're like very confident and when you're saying your words. I want to get the attention from the people when I'm speaking.
Wait, how do you feel now? Do you feel confident right now? Because she's like good.
Yeah. Well, I want to get the attention of everybody when I'm speaking. Like I want to see them that they're looking at my eyes, you know, and they're like I'm feeling very powerful, and the words that I'm saying, they're getting to their heads, and they say, okay, yeah, it is what it is, and we're gonna go for it. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Something that I have been trying to work on that I would like to be coached on is the art of selling yourself. Because when you like grow up within a company, people knew me, they knew what I was about, they saw my work ethic, and so now going back into the workforce and like selling yourself and being in a different place where you were the last time you were in the job market, and trying to have like the confidence like you said, and how do you articulate that in a 1 hour interview to someone who doesn't really know you. It's an art, and so
We got 2 HR people here. I'm just saying.
Yes, this is gonna be the power boat. I can already feel it.
I also want to share, don't think I'm the speaker. We're all experts here. So I want to make sure, I joke around, and we actually met at New Orleans at a conference in June.
I've been telling everyone about you who I was networking with. I'm like, Elaine's amazing. She represents women so well at these conferences.
And men.
Men too.
He's amazing.
But I mean, since we're all children of immigrants here, think about like our aunts and moms, right, in the kitchen, and then all our uncles and dads in the back. And I always used to think, oh, they're just doing chismos or cheese. It's chismos in Tagalog. I know it's chismes in Spanish, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's kind of like the same. Chancla's the same thing. We also got beaten by and then we got the belt. Sorry, I'm okay. Going back to you too. But saying that, I think because of COVID in 2020, you forgot that we could be in community and talk about this, you know. And then sometimes it's way too much gossip, or we have to leave the kitchen. So
I've been in career now for almost 10 years, and I feel like I've been on this like climb up the ladder, so to speak, trying to, you know, always do what's next. And I want to come to a point where I can more like be satisfied in what I'm doing, and obviously still strive to like improve, but also be content in where I'm at as well, without always having to like see what's next.
So be okay with where you're at.
Yeah.
As opposed to, when you mean what's next, do you mean what's next in the company, or what's next in your career, or both?
Kind of like both, yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Well, I'm not the only expert, but any parents here? I'm curious. Anything? Do you mind if I ask you? I would love for you to give feedback too.
I gotta turn my brain on.
Why do you think I said leadership coaching? I was like, I'm not lecturing. I don't want to prep for this. I just want to talk.
I mean, I think there's a bit of like natural sacrifice you do as a career, but it's like forgiveness and also learning to like, your job will come and go, but your children are always there. I did read a study that statistically working moms lead to higher success rates for their children, so they're more successful at the end of the day. So I'm like, I hope that's the case. But I think it's just reflecting and taking a pause more often than not. Yeah, that's going to take me a long time. Full disclosure. Yeah. But I had a CFO once tell me that you make a deal with your children. You tell them what's like the best, what they want you to show up at, and that's what you try to commit to. So I think it's all in the same vein of finding balance.
Well, because I'm a therapist, I just like to ask a lot of questions.
Can we move on? I thought that was what's happening.
You also don't have to play therapy hat. You can go consulting. She's not a patient.
I'll
you go
talk to you
tell her
later.
like you are f***ed up. You can just say that.
No. I think the question here is like, what is the guilt actually saying? I think it's giving yourself permission that you've put yourself in a transition that you didn't expect for yourself, and this opened up a new hope and dream for you that you didn't think about. And so how do you give yourself permission that you can still do what you love? And the good enough part, it seems like it's more presence, right? So can presence and connection look different than PTA, right?
That's what my therapist tells me. So good at your job.
Yeah.
I was like, I pay her a lot more.
I paid $65 for this boat. You're welcome. I gave you a discount.
It's a continuous battle for them.
Yeah, and I think children actually, it's okay that you don't show up perfect. The most important thing is that you repair that part.
Right.
So you can be like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it, but you find other ways to repair that connection. They're resilient. Like kids are resilient, so they will be okay. They're surrounded by other support systems.
Right.
So emotionally, they'll be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's it. It's like the quality of time. It does, my 2-year-old said, like, am I coming back today? I don't think that's a good thing. But,
No, that's okay. That's normal. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I get the message.
But also, it didn't come from mommy. Are you coming back?
No,
You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
just wanted to know what to
And I
expect.
have
That's what
very
I'm hearing.
opinionated children, so like they have no problem telling
Sounds
me.
like her mother.
Yeah, exactly. My 4-year-old literally is like, you have to show up with this. So I was like, okay, I'll show up. So I'll make the commitment and showing up.
Yeah.
Another.
Thank you. Now it's your turn.
Yes.
I was
Stay
also here to coach. Wow! Did you do the therapy sentence right here?
Her turn,
Did
please.
you hear the therapy statement? I want you to stay here with your emotions.
I'm working on that too.
Discomfort right here.
I'm gonna work on that.
Take this.
Well, I would also say, not just for her, but for everyone else, something that I have learned, if this is helpful, it's like even understanding how to embrace enough
Yes, yeah.
rather than more, because we live in a capitalistic society of
So
more, more,
true.
more, of like what you were saying, look, what's next? But it's actually, you know what? Exercise sounds like a very hard word. I'm going to use movement. And because I'm on my period today, movement means walking. I am on my period today, sorry. That's like TMI. But like, this is all I'm going to do right now.
That's so true.
So, what's your takeaway from this?
Oh, Jesus.
What's your takeaway in action?
One, being able to talk about this. So that's not natural for me to talk about it. Two, like a room full of strangers. Second, I think for me, it's just the pausing and being present more than anything. Like being, able to show up to their events and stuff like that. I use a decision framework where I assess, design, shape, and then deliver. And with that framework, it always forces me to pause. So really understanding the trade-offs, really understanding what it's going to be, the financial impact, the cultural impact of any decisions we make. Like AI sounds great, and it is great, but we do not want to have our customers talk to an AI chatbot.
Something that I learned almost in like the aftermath of a decision. So if it's the wrong decision, not being afraid to go in front of your workforce and like have egg on your face. Exactly. Like you gain so much respect when you're willing to say that you made a mistake, like and being, excuse my language, but like I f***ed up, and like this is what here. We nice. We dialed a little too far down in catering, for example, and we were trying to optimize because we're like, we have to cut costs, we have to be aggressive, we're going to take a lot of product off the aircraft, and we thought that was going to be fine, and we had the formula, and it was going to all make sense, and it like we all fell flat on our face, and catering was for like a month, and our flight attendants were going insane. Like, how do you expect us to show up, do our job without giving us the necessary tools to like serve our guests? And you want us to elevate the brand and elevate the experience, but then you're giving us nothing to do that. And so we had to go on the town halls, we had to go on the road shows to be like, you know what, we made a mistake. Now we're gonna turn the temperature back up again, and we're gonna find the sweet spot. But if we tried to like be too egotistical in the aftermath of like, we didn't do anything wrong, this is fine, we wouldn't have been able to like find that sweet spot, to find like the humanity in that, and to be okay with going in front of thousands of people and saying like, we got it wrong, and we don't have an ego in saying that we got it wrong, and we're gonna listen to how we can get it right by our connection with all of you guys.
What are you getting so far? And then I'll share my piece on it. But what are you taking away?
As long as I do my due diligence at the beginning of the stage, and I can just follow through, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like, just pivot and just keep going. is what I'm getting.
So a couple of things. I mean, you know this as a therapist. You know zones of regulation, right? Do you guys know what zones of regulation is? So zones of regulation. Actually, can you explain zones of regulation because you're a therapist? Because I learned it from my therapist. Go ahead.
It's basically like everybody has this like a window in your nervous system, and if something happens where it's like trauma or a change or positive, any type of changes that you feel in your nervous system, if it's within your zone or your window, you can still operate logically, but if it gets outside of this zone, you start to operate more out of your trauma response and that's the escape response, right? The flight or fight, things like that.
Okay, so did you watch Inside Out?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it? Okay, so zones of regulation, you know, there's a trauma response, so you get triggered. And so I studied cognitive sciences at UC Irvine, which is the study of the brain. So the hippocampus, think of it as the lizard brain, right? The animal brain. The hippocampus is there's a fire, I should run away. Or this happened with me. My grandma, when I was 3, she said, don't touch the hot water. What do you do when you're 3?
Touch it.
Yeah, touch the hot water, right? And she like yelled at me as any immigrant, don't touch the water. I'm like, I didn't care, I touched it, right? Then there's another part of their brain that's like the librarian reminding you of all the past experiences, right? It's like someone yells at me, then you make up a story like, oh, yeah, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm doing. But to really get to the logical part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, you need to breathe. And there's a science behind it because when you're breathing, you're allowing blood to go into the prefrontal cortex so you think logically. So in your trauma responses, there's 4 colors. There's the red color, anger. There's a yellow color, which is anxiety. Blue color, sad, and green color, which is calm and happiness. When you respond back, you need to be in the green color. And to get there, it is the breathing part of it, right? To be calm. So when it comes to staying grounded, I mean, I know you know this, but like, how can you be in a calm place? Maybe it's by the ocean or the sea, so you can think about your vision and your goal. Yeah. But I mean, you know this. You probably need to get out of your office and house, like, and just go to a coffee shop or somewhere calming to think about the vision and stuff.
Yeah, something I have been doing is actually like reducing my like intake of like the news and like other therapists like complaining about other things. It feels informative because you know you're trying to mitigate risk, but actually that heightens my like arousal more, and then I start to operate out of their experience rather than mine.
I think we worked together 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's already August. I've already surpassed last year's revenue. Mm-hmm. I've increased profit margins in my business. I work less. Mm-hmm. But I'm also doing the uncomfortable part of the pause. Oh, this client said this. What do I need to work on? I'm not feeling good about this. I'm really in it, and then I'm asking myself curious questions. Okay, I need to make a decision. Oh, I'm feeling so anxious. I'm like, let me sleep on it. I don't need to say anything. And also, even journaling the moments of what are my triggers and then like how am I feeling? Can I make a decision? This is how what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Even like having that as evidence, because you know this. Everybody knows this here. Anyone play sports, by the way, or watch sports? World Cup, for example. Wait, I have a controversial question. Who's your team? Argentina.
Mexico.
Straight up.
All the way there.
But I'm gonna say sports as an example. Like when you need to learn a new thing, it takes a while and you need evidence.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure a lot of us relate where we probably have become very successful by being reactive, right? We've been successful being reactive, putting fires out, but to get to the next level as a leader, it's actually working on our response and not being reactive. Mm-hmm. And it's pausing more. So what are you taking away and what's your action?
I always get stumped in this question. I'm like, my brain is like,
And maybe it's like, I need to process this more. That could be an action.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna operate continually from a regulated place. I'm gonna create like a routine in the morning. So like, I'm gonna give myself like a window where I can only make decisions at this time.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I know that I just did something to regulate my system. I'm gonna operate out of here, and then I just have to commit to it, and then ride out the waves.
Right. Well, I know sometimes when we want to create a new habit, it's like I have to commit it to it, and then when you don't for a day, then I f***ed up, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
I also want to remind you, I want you to test it.
Yes.
So if it's not working and you need to adjust or edit, and it doesn't have to be extreme, you could just even tell yourself, I'm gonna try just like once a week.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to
I've been doing it more
Okay.
regularly, but it's just like trusting the process. Yeah.
I think you need to show yourself evidence for it. Track it.
Yeah.
Which takes time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I mean, even anyone like in a romantic relationship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, it's interesting because I've even worked on my relationship or like pausing, where I'm like, someone's like, what the he did this, and I make stories up in my head, right? But then when I notice, like I pause and I lock myself to be calm and regulate, because Filipinos, we are so reactive and emotional. They say what's in their mind. I'm like, that's not healthy.
We are too.
I mean, I don't want to assume, but I like,
We're conquered.
we were like colonized by Spain. Yay, Spain won the World Cup. But I say that because when I was calm, I was like, oh, he's not unregulated at me, and it's because I was calm. Oh, what magic sorcery has happened? And if you want to know the science behind it, it's called mirror neurons. You know, when you're at a coffee shop and you see this complete stranger, I was like, oh, he's having a day. I'm gonna keep my distance. You just know the energy. So yeah, okay.
You know, I think women tend to ruminate and really internalize successes or failures really deeply. But if it makes you feel better, you're not alone.
Camaraderie counts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not always there. That confidence isn't always there. You just gotta fake it sometimes.
That's right.
I definitely have the fake it part.
Yeah.
Well, what have you done? What have you done to feel confident? That's worked for you.
That's worked for me. I like to celebrate. So I'll go and celebrate.
Is that why you're in a boat?
Yes.
Tito Flo is here, so she wants it.
Oh, nice.
All right, confidence, because you exude confidence. I'm curious what you've done to work on it.
I don't know if I exude confidence like that. At least half the time I don't feel it. I want to walk in. I want to make sure that everyone knows that I can go to this guy for anything. But then my issue is when they do come in, they do come to me like, well, I'm not always 100% sure how I can help them. They express themselves. They tell me everything. Sometimes I feel guilty that I don't feel that empathy towards them, and I don't know how to help them, and it makes me feel that brings down the confidence because I don't know how I can reach them, how I can help them, and how does that make me a leader if I can't help them? But this is about you, not about me. Yeah, but the confidence thing, sometimes you know, I think it's just kind of showing up and just kind of faking it sometimes because you can't really, like personally, like I said, like half the time I'm not confident. I'm just going with the flow, trying to figure out what I can do, and like you had asked, how do I feel confident? Celebrating little things, you know, little things. Okay, so we made sales today. You know, let's go ahead and let's have a pizza party. You know, we can buy some pizza. We can all celebrate. Someone's birthday, something as simple as just getting them a little cake, and then just bringing people in on a personal note. You know, maybe buy yourself some new shoes. Buy yourself, you know, something that you reward yourself. Exactly, something that you know you were like, okay, I want this, but I'm not gonna buy it right now.
Oh, but Pavlov's dog. You know, every time you do well, you just buy yourself something.
Yeah. Yes. Retail therapy is a thing. Yeah. You know, I've been wanting this watch. You know, I had a really great week at work at this time. Let me go ahead and treat myself, and that helps me. And not everyone's like that, but you know, that's you just gotta find what's gonna help you push through that day or push through that week.
When you feel something, then you can identify what is this emotion trying to communicate with you, right?
What is this emotion trying to communicate with you? I'm going to write that down for me.
I am learning how to be better at identifying my emotions. I've gone through periods where I'll sit with like the emotion wheel in front of me and I'm just like trying to track which one is mine. Yeah.
I mean, they know this well, but so I always say I'm a proud oldest daughter of a Filipino immigrant farmer. So my dad was a farmer in the grapes in Central California. And I remember I was talking to my therapist vulnerably. I always feel really tired and I need to do a lot. And just so, how long have you been feeling that? Very therapy question. And then I was like, since I was born, because I was born into 6 adults. I was born in my grandparents' house with my parents, aunt and uncle, very immigrant. And I felt their pressure of the American dream, like you have to make it. Because we sacrifice so much. You have this privilege. And so my therapist, so do you see how you're tired? I'm like, yeah, this is where I see it is.
Fair.
But I think the theme I'm hearing is the pause part of letting it sink in to feel it. Because I remember always deflecting comments before, especially like as a woman. It's, oh, this dress, it was on sale at Nordstrom Rack. Like, instead of saying thank you. I always had to discount it to something less, but it's the uncomfortable feeling part. Yeah. But my dad, by choice, dropped out of high school because he needed to tend to my grandparents' farm for survival, food. If you're gonna choose food or education, it's gonna be food. And so he would say things kind of like snippety late at night and be like, you know, if only I had an education, or you guys are so much smarter than me. And so there was like always a sense of guilt I had that I had this privilege of choice. My mom used to tell the story, Elaine, I used to see planes and I heard that people that are in planes have socks. Oh. Like she didn't know what socks was. Like that's like such a hard concept for Philippines because like it's so humid and hot.
Yeah.
And so there's this great Maya Angelou quote. I'm going to butcher it because I don't know word to word, but like, I stand as one, but I represent 10,000. Yeah. So I just think about all the generations and ancestors before me. I'm not going to be guilty because it's not just me, it's all of them. Growth and network. Do you want to share more?
Yes. How do I, like I said earlier, get that empathy to be able to connect with people? Because sometimes I feel like, yes, I am listening to you. Yes, I understand what you're going through, but then I don't know how to help you. And then networking as well, just again the same way, connecting with someone. I mean, right now this is a great space, and it's great. Thank you, ladies.
And also, let's just say the quiet thing out loud. I think because we also feel safe and comfortable with one another. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to say that. So go ahead.
If I don't feel like I connect with someone, how am I gonna network? How am I gonna put myself out there? You understand me?
Yeah. What is your goal with that?
Growth.
Okay.
You know, personal, career, just growth.
Okay. Anyone want to share?
I mean, I always consider myself a pretty like introverted person, but at the same time, I've always, like all through school, all through the multiple companies I've worked at, have tried to put myself in a position of being forced to interact.
So you're doing this by choice. You're forcing yourself.
I'm forcing myself.
Forcing part, yeah.
But why? Yeah, why and how?
Yeah, like in school I was always in all the clubs and like trying to organize things that way. And then even when you put yourself in a place of like responsibility, then you kind of like make yourself accountable to building those connections and interactions. And so that's actually something like a large majority of women that are in like the leadership team or in sales, and so I feel like they have all these connections, they know all these people, they know who to reach out to for speakers, they know who to reach out to get sponsors to have food, and I'm just more of like a support type person in my regular life. And so putting myself in more of a leadership position allows me to like build those connections, be able to like take on the responsibility and put myself in situations I otherwise wouldn't. I say force, so it makes it sound like I don't want to be here, but I make myself accountable by signing up for things that I don't then want to.
Oh, you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, same concept. I'll relate it to like I do ClassPass. Are any of you familiar with ClassPass?
It's a membership, so you could check out different gyms, so you don't have to commit to one. So if it's like there's a lot of bro-y assholes I don't want to be around, then you could check out another one, you know? Because you don't want to commit in 1 year with like assholes at the gym. So best way, you're in an open relationship with different studios.
Yes. But the reason I like it is it holds me accountable to go, because you sign up for a class, you can't cancel within 12 hours or else you get charged. So it's like if I sign up for this class, I'm financially accountable to going, or else I'm gonna have to pay for it and not get my workout. So I don't know. Accountability is kind of how I force myself to do those type of things. I don't know.
Exposure, you're doing exposure.
If it's clear, I'm an extrovert. Yeah. Okay. But as I've gotten older, I've been very introverted. I feel like a lot of you are similar to me. I'm not gonna just network to network. I need to feel comfortable with someone. Yes. You know, so like I would also trust my intuition. If it's like, even though this person has a really cool title and they probably know a lot of people, I'm like, I don't need to, because you're just bad energy. So that's one. And then two, I just come from a place of curiosity. If they have good energy, then I will approach them if I feel comfortable. when it comes to work, that's why I was pulling out the whiteboard.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
And sorry, it like kind of widened out. Okay. Are you like a numbers person, data person? Not. You don't need to. So with people I work with or even clients, you can put names. So this is a communication dashboard. I'll email it to you guys after, but it's names, their goals, like what their goals are, what's their communication style, who do they work well with and why, but come from a place of curiosity, not just like judgment. Oh, they're so cliquey, like why? And then how can I improve my relationship with them? So you could you could use this at work. Or do you guys watch baseball, by the way?
Sometimes.
So no one's Dodger fans,
Yes,
just me.
only when they're
I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm just looking at someone because someone's an Angels fan.
My husband.
I'm an Angels fan. I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay, I'll be an ally.
we force her to watch the
So I'm using baseball as an example because if you remember, they have a hat when they're in the outfield. There's a batter, and they look at their little card and like, oh, this one's gonna move more to the left or right, and they move.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, the picture has right here.
Yeah.
Like, so proud of you. It's like a cheat sheet.
So I mean, I'm just using. I love using sports as an example because you could do that with colleagues that you work with. Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure like you could think of colleagues where it's like, oh, they don't talk about their personal life, so I'm not even going to ask. And then someone else where it's like, oh, I should check in. Hey, how was your daughter's soccer practice? I mean, you probably know intuitively, but this helps. But then to be real, like when it comes to growth of an organization, maybe you do need to talk to that narcissist that you need to work with. And if that's the case, then how to work with narcissists. I used to work in political campaigns, FYI. I'm glad I don't anymore. It's like, hey, there's this initiative and I was just thinking about you. This would make you look so good because if we did, you need to speak their language.
Yeah.
Does that help with the business stuff?
It does kind of bite the bullet sometimes. Even if you don't feel comfortable talking to so-and-so, just reach out.
Elaine's been like this since college, so she's naturally curious
I'm
about
quieter.
people.
I'm better.
No,
I am better.
You like people. Yeah, no, seriously, and it's so funny because I think she would coach like a lot in the group that we put together, and it's like she's naturally been curious of others, and I've always admired her for that. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, that curiosity, I don't have that sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough.
And that's with someone when you're comfortable with someone, yes, you're curious, you want to ask. When you're not, in my role, you still kind of have to ask just to get to know them, but curiosity is not there.
Okay, so you could use curiosity when you don't know how to work with a colleague, and you could be like, I'm curious. What do you need from me right now? Do you just need me to hold space for you? Do you need feedback or a solution? And then if you don't have the answer, you could just be vulnerable and say, I don't have the answer. Let me try to find the answer for you and I'll get back to you. So you could also do that. Go ahead.
Question. So how long do you play their role, like their language, like you're saying? Because we have those conflicts a lot in our stores. Like we're gonna have even management team that they're very rude to you, and you're trying to calm down the situation, or you're trying to be calm and you know, like think about what you're gonna answer is gonna be. How long do we need to play their game? If they're always like that.
Okay, so can you give me more context? Because that's better. Like, are they just yelling at you and they shut you down an idea?
That I got a phone call and then this person started yelling at me for a story that they hear. And to begin with, they got you off guard, but then you're gonna tell them, okay, so you don't have the whole story for you to be yelling at me for certain story that they heard. So, but this person is constantly doing that to you. And there's a point like you're so nice and understanding because it's probably a district leader or a VP of the company and you're trying to understand that they're under stress. But at the same time, how fair is that they can get away with stuff or they can talk to a member or part of the HR team or a store leader that way. And we're trying to calm down the situation, but there's a time, like you said, enough is enough. So how did you handle that as, you know, being a person being calm and not to be the secondary person of making the story or the situation worse? Because you want to be that person who want to be the calm with, because there's always two persons, right? Like the inside out, there's always anger and there's always calm. And you want to be the calm, but there's a tippy-toe point that you says, okay, so enough is enough. How do you approach to that person and says, hey, you know, it's not cool what you did, or it's not cool what you're doing.
Yeah.
I deal with that often. It's more often than not like privileged positions, right? There's been approaches I've taken where I have had a confrontation in a healthy way with leaders, and they're very senior in the company, where I express sort of their behavior and how it's impacting me. And so sometimes that works, that direct approach, and I tend to take a direct approach where we talk through, like, I recognize their feelings, but I have to inform them what their behavior is leading me to feel. And sometimes there's avenues for that, and they're receptive, and they like appreciate it, and we are able to move on. So calling out the behavior has worked in my environment. There's times where they're so senior you really can't address the behavior. So what I've done, well, first of all, if it's really inappropriate, that's an HR issue, side note. But if they're toxic, the way I've managed it is we've worked in the back channels. So we start kind of dripping onto the right resources, like the right leadership of like, hey, this behavior is it's not well received, I'm experiencing certain things. And then that starts building a trend. I believe strength in numbers. So you start identifying, like, is there a group of people like being impacted by this behavior? And then you start having those like more delicate back channel conversations. That may be just corporate, passive aggressiveness, but sometimes you have to work behind the scenes to get someone out, and we have been able to do that. But I experience that all the time. Like, even at my level, I had someone just last year tell me, like, literally I'm talking, he goes, stop talking. And I know him enough where I pulled him aside after that call. I was like, that was incredibly rude, and that did not make me feel this. It made me feel a certain way, especially in front of other senior leaders. So you call out the behavior, you work on the back channels. It's usually old white men.
I know.
It's always old men. So there's a podcast episode. I'm writing down resources to email. One is Jefferson Fisher, so he has a good podcast, but I'll tell you what I do. I know it's probably hard to believe, but I used to be bullied, but it's also American politics that I used to work at. So like when people yell, so a good psychological thing to say when people are like yelling or they over talking at you, the reason why you want to say the first name over and over again is because psychologically we hear our first name, we think our mom or dad is calling us. Because when you're like, I'm about to, and they keep overriding you, you need to just say their first name, and they will stop because you're constantly saying their name. And then a second thing, I'm curious, using curiosity, your tone is raised. How is this very productive to try to solve this? Or reminding them, I just want to let you know, this is our goal right now. And so you actually trying to blame me for something I'm not even a part of is not helpful. And I want to honor your time and mine. So it seems like you don't have enough information. Why don't you take time to go get information? And we could talk about this. Or it's just like if they just keep yelling because they just love it. Because you have to also remember psychologically, they're yelling at you, they want to hit. They want to know that they got to. You do not give it to them. And you have to be calm. It's like, okay. And then sometimes you do have to walk out like, okay, clearly this is not going anywhere. Let's connect in 5 minutes, or let's connect tomorrow. And you could walk out. No, come back here. We need to talk about it. It's like, I will talk to you when you talk to me in a respectful manner. And this is not appropriate right now. As opposed to, and then you seem like a kid, then you just got to them.
When we feel anger, when we are sad, those are the times that we make the worst decisions in our lives.
Yeah.
So I learned that in the hard way, like not to make decisions when I'm upset, when I'm sensitive, or I just try to make it past a few days and then approach that situation to the person. Because there's certain people that they are led by their emotions, and I don't like that. And
it's also culturally too, right? Yes. You could be aware of it, and unfortunately I wish a lot of people went to therapy. They're not going to do therapy. So you know this, they don't know this, but you could also like lead from example too. I know this was your session, but
it's all helpful.
So I'm done with mine.
I forgot to.
It's all helpful.
I was also gonna say something, but I was for my turn.
No, but this is a conversation.
My turn.
Did you go ahead? Well, what was your takeaway and action from this?
Curiosity. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Find out what's happening. That'll open up a lot.
Sorry, giving sports as an example, but like very similar to sports. So when the Dodgers are in the age-old stadium, and they're like, you took Shohei from us, but like the Dodgers have to be like really focused. It's like similar.
Not like we use them.
But like athletes, they don't just practice the plays. Athletes also practice when they're getting harassed by fans and being yelled at and booed. So if athletes are doing that, you also need to do that at work. Don't give it to them. Do not give it to them. Also, I do martial arts and Muay Thai, so I have like a fight mode face that happens. I go like.
I've seen those videos and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, I also teach like self-defense. But actually, when I teach self-defense workshops, but I always tell people, both in self-defense and also in the real life, there's more power in de-escalating a situation over escalating a situation. In Newport, this happened in Fashion Island. Someone was like trying to steal someone's watch, and he didn't give it to him, and then he got shot. Do you remember this? Yeah. He got shot, but the reality is like he should have just given the watch. So yes, if someone tries to steal your purse, is your life really more important than your purse? Okay, then you're gonna die. You're not the right person to ask. She's gonna die.
I feel like a barrier inside of me because I grew up with a single mom with the 3 more kids. She only focused on giving like a food and house, and she never promoted like the education. So now when I wanna grow out in the company, I feel this something behind me stop me. I feel comfortable where I get now with the money that I get, but I wanna grow up. But I don't feel that power I can do it because so my mom teach me, oh, you're okay. You had a job, you had a food.
Very immigrant, yeah.
So that's something I feel like stopped me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing vulnerably. Oh my God, hold on. But we have a lot of people who are bilingual here, so I'm curious. Anyone want to share? Yes, go ahead.
I do know what she gets. I mean, not only she was my service deli bakery lead, but I consider her my friend. And I know how it is to have a mom who's like a little robot that, okay, so this is what you have and this is what we have, and you have to be grateful for what you have. And they don't ask us to do a little bit more. But I know that she's a great leader because I know that she said her English. No, that is not the problem. She's great as a person and she's great as a leader. And I know that she can accomplish more and more and more. I always tell her, you can do whatever you want in your life. Like, it doesn't have to stop you just because you think that you don't speak perfect English, which she does. Because we all understand her, right? Just like you guys are understanding me. But I think she's right. Some of our parents, they just grew us up like that. Okay, so this is what you have. If we only have hot dogs for lunch, you should be grateful for that. And you should be like, I don't know how to say it. It's like...
Ask for more.
Yeah, you shouldn't be asking for more.
Yeah.
Yes.
My parents were the same because I remember I was like working so hard and they kept putting more work on me. And I was like, I should ask for a raise. And then I asked my parents, how do you ask for a raise? Oh, no, don't. Just work hard and they're going to give it to you. I was like, that's not how this country works.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided to hire my own coach. But continue, you were talking. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I'm trying to encourage her a lot because I love her with all my heart. You know, the same thing. I'm pretty sure when she gets married and she have kids, I grew up on my career because of my kids. I didn't want them to feel like they only have a cashier mom. You know, I wanted them to say, my mom is a manager, my mom is, you know, something else. And I wanted to make more like my parents, because my mom was a housekeeping for 40-something years. She cleaned houses on Palos Verdes, you know, with the rich people. And I mean, she make a lot of money, yes, but I mean, she worked really, really hard, and I didn't want that for my kids and for myself and my family. So I know that she's capable to do whatever she wants in life. She just had to have the confidence in her. And it's my job as a friend. I'm gonna cry.
She did it with me, so I'll share my story.
And then the Bridgerton music is like coming up, and then there's just like a fucking movie here.
I hope I'm not letting you down.
So I think
stay in this emotion.
I think with immigrant parents, they expect us to settle just like they did. And sometimes they don't understand why we kind of want to go out of our ways. You know, sometimes moms are easier to work around than when dads. For us, it was kind of a drive, but sometimes dads are like, why do you have to go an hour and a half? They don't understand that this is part of work, you know? And moms sometimes are, you know, more understanding, and sometimes they have your back more. But sometimes dealing with a Mexican dad, it's really hard because they expect you to settle just like they did with one job and not try to move up.
There's a quote, not my quote. I have no idea whose quote it is, but there's a quote, our grandparents survived so our parents can provide. Our parents provided so we can survive. So like each generation is just moving through it, you know? Yeah, they're going through a cycle. And so it makes sense. You know, I think about my dad, obviously so much guilt. My dad would share stories of like, we didn't have food one time, you know, and then I grew up Catholic and I gave up rice one time. It was like, he cried at me angry. You gave up rice? We didn't have rice some nights and you're giving up rice? I was like, okay, I'll eat my rice. You know, because I was 16 wanting to be skinny, you know? And then he was just reminding me of like how poor he was. But what has helped me, like wanting to grow and seeking it, is the friendships you have. You know, when you see someone like you that is comfortable, and also going to events like this and finding other people that you feel comfortable and safe with and asking questions, hey, like, how did you do it? This is what I'm being vulnerable enough to share that stuff. Because when you're asking for advice and you're doing your own interviews, it's kind of like learning how to make the best tamales. Do that for yourself.
Yeah, it's really helpful. I'm really grateful to know her because she helped me a lot. Trust me a lot. She hired me. I was asking, but she gave me my promotion. So when I started the company, I started like a regular clerk, you pushing cars, cleaning the store, and she gave me the promotion to the bakery. And then I keep wrapping the company, and when she come back to the store, I was really happy. Because when you know someone, you feel comfortable to ask questions. In this company, in the store, it's really helpful. Know someone who can help you.
Yeah. And even ask that person, do you know one or two people I could talk to? Like you to continue growing it. Because then when you start seeing people, it's like nowadays watching TV, I'm like, wow, it's actually diverse. This is nice to see. I wish I got to see this.
That's why I'm grateful to be here. Because, you know, it's like a joke that people say, I'm like a dog. I understand, but I don't speak. I understand perfectly, but I don't feel comfortable to speaking because I know I'm saying the things wrong. But
you practice.
I try sometimes, but the 99% is Spanish. So
I'm gonna tell you the opposite. So I'm like really upset that I don't know my mother tongue, like Tagalog. And so when I was in Philippines, I started picking it up. And then I would start speaking to my boyfriend and my family, and they're like, stop trying to speak Tagalog. My head, I have a headache. It hurts so much. I'm actually jealous you know how to speak Spanish because it's part of your culture, you know? I'm not just trying to make you feel good. I wish I knew. Can you share it with a therapist, the mic?
I think something that like Elaine was mentioning with that quote is just like us highlighting actually like our generational trauma that we carry, right? So I'm not your therapist, but if I was your therapist,
this is what I would say.
She's spitting legal language right now.
I know. I mean, I hear kind of like that confidence, maybe the confidence piece, but also like not having space growing up to have somebody kind of encourage you and support you and push you. And so in the moment when something difficult happens, I'm hearing maybe like, are you hearing like your family's narrative, or are you hearing your own narrative or even your friend's narrative? And so a challenge in that moment would be like, okay, like I want to try something. If I was borrowing like voice, what would she tell me? And then just borrow her voice until you feel like your own confidence to start, you know, moving forward with making those decisions.
Yeah. You have not what my mom and dad would tell me. What would tell me? Do you have an app? We don't need Duolingo. We need.
I mean, you have so many supportive friends. It's like if they were all supporting you, what would they encourage you to? What would they be telling you to do? And follow that, and then see what happens.
Ooh.
And then to that, I would add, if you want to practice with someone who you're comfortable. So like when you're hanging out with us, go ahead and talk to us because we can help you.
She's already rolling her eyes at you. I saw that eye roll.
We can help you.
That's my coworker say Edgar. He always texts me in English. I always answer in Spanish. He's like, why you answer in Spanish? Because I feel comfortable. That's not the point. You need to start practice. I know.
That's our next Disney trip.
It's just gonna be all English, all English.
We're gonna be celebrating her birthday.
Yeah.
So all English. Happy birthday. All English, okay?
Just keep that practice. With someone who you know isn't gonna judge you,
who you feel safe with.
help you.
And also another question related to work. like I should say, I don't know how to put the difference between the friendship and like a boss. I always make a lot of jokes with my coworkers. And when I try to be like a boss, it's really difficult. I feel bad, like I punish them. It's that the company wants, they need to do like that. But I would feel guilty to say this.
So change. So you could start the language. Hey, like I want the best for you, and I need to let you know this. You didn't do this right, and you need to do this.
But I feel bad when I say things like that.
I know, and I know it's a cultural thing too to not be direct. We're very good in being passive, aggressive, and not saying anything. My family is such an expert at that.
I think something that could help too is just separating like your role. Like,
Yeah,
hey, right now, I'm not showing up as your like friendly coworker, but I'm showing up as your boss, and this is what's happening. In order for you to stay here, right? This is what you need to do. I'm looking out for you, and then kind of switching off the hats.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's spot on. I mean, there's some boundaries you have to maintain. I see leadership as a responsibility, not a role. And it's my responsibility to be kind in the way I coach you, but I have to coach you. And, you know, I work with folks that are usually older than me, 9 times out of 10. So it's hard to coach people that are older than you, but I see it as my job. Like, that's just the mantle that I carry, is to make you the best version of yourself. Whether you're happy with what I'm sharing with you, but my job is to be kind in my transparency, and that's usually how I see it. I see it as a responsibility, not a role.
So I think we could all agree being part of the management team at a store converts you to like a different person. You kind of have to put yourself in a role to achieve company goals, numbers, because that's what we're told. That's like in our mind. So as a bookkeeper, you have to be firm. There's different roles that, tasks that you have to accomplish, and, you kind of put yourself in a character mode to get things done. If not, employees kind of, do whatever they want. But that's not the case. One person's to be the bookkeeper and one person's to be the person. But because we're so focused in our role, in our task, sometimes we forget the people person. And sometimes it's hard to feel empathy with employees because we want to get our point across. You need to do this. You did things wrong. We need to, fix your bad habits. And sometimes when it comes to being the people person, it's hard because sometimes they see you like you're not approachable. Sometimes they don't want to approach like management because they think they're always going to be in trouble, and that's not the case. When you reach out to them to, congratulate them on an achievement or things, they sometimes they look at you like, are you serious? So now in this position, you kind of have to turn the page and now be the people person, because now you're going to be helping them. You're going to be doing the opposite that you used to do at store level. So I think that's more of like the confidence of how do you approach people a different way from your other role. It's like learning to leave that behind and move forward. And going back, I spent 11 years as a bookkeeper, and I helped out a lot of people throughout the company, just not at my store. They would reach out for help, and they would always ask, how come you don't move up? And it's probably a lot of the times because of the confidence that you probably don't have in yourself, but other people do. So when this position opened up, my friend over here, she kind of pushed me, do it. So, I took that step. I moved out of my comfort zone, and here I am. I'm still in training, but now I'm going to be more of the people side of the person. And working at a grocery store, it's like a very fast moving job that sometimes we don't have time to stop because we go through a lot. Employees, customers, it's just like sometimes we don't even take a lunch because there's always something going on. So it's learning also how to manage your time. Maybe stop, listen to that employee, because now as an HR, you're gonna have to be patient.
Oh my goodness. I need to work on that.
That's hard.
So what advice do you need from us? It feels like you already got it.
No, there's a lot to learn.
There's a
lot to learn. I think being patient and stop listening to the employee, because that's part of our role to help them out.
And going back to what we were talking about, like the curiosity piece, just asking those questions. I'm curious, I want to understand. What do you need from me?
So now as a HR specialist, as I'm walking these stores, I actually do know a lot of the members. And for them, it's probably easier to open up because they've known me. And the language too, probably they can now communicate in Spanish because back then our HR used to be mostly like English, so it was kind of hard for them. But now they feel like they could probably open up more to us.
How large is your HR department?
It's not that big. We have, I believe,
Six.
about 6 districts, but one specialist for 2 districts.
Okay.
So she has like 30 stores, and I have like 15 stores.
So she's an HR leader, I'm a specialist. So if we were to be working, we would be working together.
And we're separate.
And we're separate.
She's in the
But, okay, so I actually, I'm local to my area, but I also have up north.
Oh, wow.
So to me, that's going to be a challenge because I'm not going to be going out to stores every day. It's mostly going to be through Teams or phone calls.
Right.
So, you know, I'm eventually going to go up north, but the connection is going to be hard. So it's mostly going to be through phones compared to my area where you already know them and work with them at one point. So
It's
that's
just a different skill.
It's a different.
Yeah. Also, a good question I like doing when I'm getting to know people, even right now in the summer, it's like, any trips you did or have planned?
The curiosity.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be work related. I think we think it's work related. It's, you know, I know the holidays are still kind of, actually the holidays are going to be coming up very soon. But it's like, you know, what are you planning to do during the holidays?
When we go to stores, we don't approach the member. So what's the problem now? You kind of go the people person. How's your day going? Anything new? If you know them, sometimes, you know, they talk about their family, you know, or they know you, they ask you how's everything going. So I think that's like the question asking. That's part of our role too.
Yeah.
So what I take is just being patient and learn the process and ask questions. We don't make a mistake.
There's a theme of pause and curiosity. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
So how do I approach, because we deal with somebody who's older than us sometimes, and they don't want to take it serious just because you're younger and you're hungry for or your passion for your career. And some of the seniors are like, oh, well, you don't know anything about it, and I know more than you, and this is how it has to be. And they're trying to step on your toes or make you feel belittled. How do we approach those members or those seniors? Or because I don't want to be respectful of, because I admire them in a way that the position that they are, but I also want to make them understand that I'm not their enemy, that I'm there to help them to succeed, because I love the successful of my team, you know, and I'm very competitive, super competitive, and I love people. And I love to encourage all my people to do whatever they want to do, because it's possible if they want to. So with my friends, I know that I encourage them to do a lot with their lives, but I also like to do that with people that I don't know. And sometimes it gets me in trouble because I get too attached to people. So how do I approach to those seniors? Like, they see me in a not respecting way. They're not respecting my role, but yet, you know, just like in a respectful way, and you know, try to be the calm and not the anger, and not to do the bad decisions, and me being in the same way that they are. I just want to be different, and I want to make it different.
If you remember back in the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe hated each other. Do you remember that?
Yes.
But who was at the funeral crying and doing a speech?
Shaq.
I was there at that
They
day.
were focused on the Laker back-to-back champions. So focus on the problem and the company and the best outcome for it, not the you versus me. And just remind them, hey, I do this with my hands. Hey, I want the best for the team. I hear what you're saying about this. I know we've been doing it a long time, but like, this is what happens, is these problems and issues end up happening. Does that help?
And I don't want to lead by emotions. Like, when I'm upset, I was just like, just let it calm down. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna think it twice or 3 times.
Yeah.
Because ultimate, what I want is the best for all of us.
Yeah.
And to be successful, because I'm very competitive. I mean, competitive, like I said before. So, thank you for that.
And I think as working at a store level, and now as a different position, I mean, with the years in the company, you sometimes come across those employees that are kind of hard to deal with, and sometimes, you know, you kind of avoid like issues. But now, as part of management, HR, you can't avoid those issues. You have to reach out, but that's when we have to like you said, like leave the issue behind and work on the company goal to achieve
it's a cultural thing, and it's just unlearning and relearning. I know how we grew up, it's different, so I have to remember I'll respect my elders and my parents, but that's in my family dynamic. Here they're hiring me to provide value. And if you're into books, there's a really good book called Coach the Problem, Not the Person. So you focus on the problem and the goal and not the person. I've worked with a lot of narcissistic people.
I think I'm going through one now, but it's okay.
And I'll be honest, but life, this is what happens in life. They keep showing up until you learn the lesson.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Your turn.
I guess that's like...
Sell yourself. That was your goal.
Yeah, like how can you... almost like emulate everything that you've done maybe like previous outside of this person to get them to like appreciate you and see your value when you have such a small window to do that and to like leave that impression. And like what's been crazy for me too is I get it because I used to only hire from within. I used to only promote internally, and I had a really big thing about like, we have such great people in the company, I want to promote, I want to give opportunity. And so now to break in to like as an outsider, I'm like, I get why it's so hard to break into another competitor company, if that makes sense.
So tell me why then? Why you?
I think that we all have our unique like gifts. We all have our superpowers, and I know that one of my superpowers is like the way that I can connect with people, you know? And so I guess my problem is that I want to be seen more than just the people leader. Like, okay, great, I'm a people leader. That's something I'm really strong at. But like, am I the strategist? Am I the, you know, budget queen? Like, can I do all these other tasks that they expect from this like higher level beyond just being loved by the people who you serve? And how do you get the strategy and the budget ownership and all the decisions that you've made? How can you condense all that into like a 30-minute, you know, interview, an hour interview?
We're doing coaching. You can come in.
Yeah.
Do you want to join?
I was so amazed with the mic and stuff. I've been amazed. Like, it was amazing. There was tears.
How'd you get that? We were like in the boat the whole time.
I'm very observant. So
I was like, oh wow, okay. You could join our boat. Like we've continued the boat.
I want to hear all about it.
Oh no, we're still in the middle of it. We're coaching. Yeah, we're doing sessions still. Okay, so your question was like how do I sell myself? So yes, the connection. Okay. I know for us women, children of immigrants, it's hard to talk and brag about yourself.
Yes.
I want you to pretend you're your own project. So call yourself something else. And then I know it's really uncomfortable to do this. So what type of music do you like listening to right now?
I like a lot of different type of music, but I like really upbeat, energetic, like house EDM.
Listen to house EDM. And then I want you to write in third person. This is great in everything you just said. What you did with strategy and budget. I want you to list everything. It needs to be word vomit because I think you're thinking of how perfect it is, but you just need to see all of it first before you condensed it, okay? So see all of it first, and then depending on the jobs that you apply to, if they focus on budget or strategy, then you can get it from the toolbox. So word vomit. Try to add metrics and words and how you work with teams, and then organize it. So like that messy closet that you have, this is strategy, this is numbers, this is how I work with people. And then when you look at the job description, it's like a puzzle piece. How do you match it?
I like that. It's a good way to like organize everything.
Yeah, but also practice. So it's not just out here, but like I know you're seeing me speak, it's hard to believe, but I had to practice. So if it's a Zoom interview that you're doing, put Zoom on and practice it. Don't just practice talking, practice it with Zoom. Also, when you're doing Zoom, look at the camera. I know how easy it is that we want our Word doc right here to take notes. They will know you're reading it. If anything, if there's important points you have, let's say this is the Zoom camera, put Post-it notes here of the main points.
That's what I do, or behind it, yeah.
Yeah, but you need to practice looking at it, and I know this is gonna feel uncomfortable. This is extra credit. Record yourself so you can watch the replay.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But I'm gonna use sports as an example, okay? As you know, if you watch any sport, like World Cup, they watch the replays of what they're hitting and they watch the replay of what other people are doing because they want to win that championship.
Yeah.
The team.
That's
So
really
what are you
good
taking
advice.
away from this?
I love the recording, like actually being able to see yourself and think of yourself as your own project, like you said, because then you're like being objective on yourself, which is hard because, like you said, you don't want to seem like braggadocious or something, you know?
When you're looking at the recording, don't just look at the negative because that's gonna go in your head. That's the easy thing to do. You don't want to do that because that's gonna mess with your head.
She's like, what is happening?
As our role in our company, we do a lot of Teams call. So do you say focus on the camera or focus on your audience?
Oh, I mean, like, so if you're presenting something, I'm gonna look at the camera and present it, okay?
But then you could see everyone else. You could see their face expressions, maybe not paying
But
attention.
I would also say the facial expressions help too because you know if they're paying attention or not.
Okay.
And then how I call people in, oh, I'm just curious, do you have any questions?
Oh, okay.
And I sometimes like, oh, you made an expression, what's coming up for you? Oh, like.
Okay.
Like I use it as data points. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because that's something that we do probably, if not every day, at least once or twice a week. Either store level or you presenting.
Yeah.
So.
I think the practicality of it all, you know, and like actually making yourself uncomfortable with the rehearsing, with looking for the good qualities, because like naturally we're so hard on ourselves, and so to like almost think outside of yourself and challenge yourself to be more objective with how you like grade your own performance, basically.
The reason why, I'm just gonna get TMI here, okay? The reason why I'm talking about like playing music to make you feel comfortable because you feel uncomfortable, you know, when you get intimate with that special someone, I need you to feel intimate about yourself. And so to do that is to make yourself feel comfortable to do it rather than like, oh, I don't want to do it. So whatever that means to feel comfortable, play music, go like to a coffee shop looking at the ocean, like go to a place where you're comfortable at so you can do the uncomfortable thing. Phil Jackson, when he was doing his coaching for the Lakers, he did a lot of meditation. It wasn't even just like do 100 shots.
Just like today, we all shared a story that we probably would have never opened up about it.
But at the same time, I also want to say it's because we felt safe and comfortable with it.
Right.
Right. And so like to what I was even sharing with you when you're asking about like growth and networking, like not everybody deserves to see the real you. So like I do follow that intuition. I was like, I'm not going to listen to this narcissist asshole. Okay. You know what's interesting? I think because of AI and electronics, we're so distracted. We think we need to do everything, but it's just really dialed down to the simple things. And so it's interesting. My friends and family always ask me, so like, what do your clients pay you for? I'm like, to pause. What the And I was like, yeah, to pause. Why? I'm like, because they're in their hamster wheel of like constant doing, but they're not, you know, like we watch Hollywood movies and there's a booming voice from God to tell you what to change. But the reality is it's little whispers that you're not listening to. And you're using the drug of constant doing, and you're using the drug of your phone to distract yourself to not listen to yourself.
I think a lot of times is that we overthink things. Maybe a bad negative comment that we probably got in the past is still with us, and that keeps us from moving forward on a lot of things. But we could do the things, it's just like us, like that negative thought that we have.
But I would also add, even though that's a bad negative thought from the past, it's like, what evidence can you do since then? Do you know what I mean? And also, was that person a asshole? Yes. Do you know what I mean? Like, do I respect their response? Do I respect their individual and what they shared with me? No. So there's that too. Do you want to be coached?
Right, I definitely need a coach.
No, I mean, like, do you have a question? I could coach you on it right now.
No, I checked you in already. I already knew you were going to be great. I was like, oh, I want to be part of her boat, but I was already assigned to another boat, so.
No, who got the last spot? Did you get the last spot?
Almost.
Yeah,
I was a driver, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries, but I love your passion and your
thank
spunk.
you.
And my question to you is, where does that all stem from?
I shared this quote with you guys, so I'm gonna. So I'm the oldest daughter of a Filipino immigrant farmer.
Okay.
So my dad immigrated to work in the grapevines. He's responsible for the red wine that you guys used to drink. Where does it come from? So I'm just sharing it long-winded, and then I'll share a quote. So I go to therapy, as a child of immigrants do, and I remember talking to my therapist, like, God, I'm so tired. I have this need to constantly do, and she's like, so where do you think you first felt that in your childhood? How old were you? And I was like, when I was in my mom's uterus, like when I was born. And she was like, what do you mean by that? And then I was like, well, I'm the firstborn in this country. So I grew up with my parents, my grandma, my grandpa, and my uncle and my aunt. I felt the pressure of all 6 adults with American dream to me. And so there's a Maya Angelou quote, I stand as one, but behind 10,000. So I think of all of the ancestors and generations before me that's helped me be where I'm at.
That's amazing.
That's
I
where
love
it comes
that.
from.
Yeah. And I think everyone has their superpower. That's what makes us unique, and the people that we are today and our past experiences make us who we are. And I was just telling these ladies, they're part of my HR team, by the way.
That's why we invited her to come.
That's why you told her to be in the other boat. So like, leave.
We were able to
I'm the leader they were talking about.
I got the recording.
Oh, there we go. Originally, I want to come to your boat.
She's
also
another
part of the HR team.
And then I had to switch. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I have to somehow connect with you.
Oh no, we're coaching. We're still coaching right now. There's a lot of traffic to see. Wait, you guys are San Fernando Valley too?
No, let the traffic. I'm
Yes.
the driver. I'm the mama bear who's driving
okay.
them all. So let me tell you, Elaine, I was like, when she asked us to join the next up event, I was like, I was going through all the speakers, and the one who actually called my name, it was you. I don't know if it was intuition, like that's what you say it?
Yes.
But I'm like, I just saw your picture and I saw something in you. So since they follow my lead,
We said it's your choice because she always makes your choice.
like, which boat do you want to go? Yes, and I'm like, this is the boat that I want to go in. I didn't know you. Where have I been? Where have you been? That I haven't left you.
We're neighbors.
Yes, but now on, I got your
I live
information.
in Chatsworth. I'm in the valley too.
Oh, yay!
Very close.
I live in Van Nuys.
Okay, well, there's no boat and ocean in the valley. So let's.
We have Lake Balboa.
I told you we're getting sushi after.
So I was very grateful to be in this boat, and thank you for inviting me. I mean, like, this is my first time. I'm new in my role, but I mean, like, where have I been all this time? I mean, like, in my career, I never experienced something like that. I had never had a therapist. She was awesome.
And she was pissed at me because I kept saying, okay, let me get the therapist in here to talk. She's like, they're gonna fucking charge us. Like, you might get clients here.
I was like, wow. Now I look up to her, you know, she's my inspiration. And, you know, it's like, when I grow up, even though I'm 51, I want to be like them. But I mean, like, thank you so much for that. And I know that there were tears in our boat, but tears of happiness.
I was like, how'd you see the tears?
I saw through their faces.
So
Because these girls tell it all on their face. I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong with them? They're like, we were crying.
That means we don't got Botox in our boat.
So now that I know that 2 of the colleagues were your friends, and thank you for listening to us, opening up. You know, I never really thought we were gonna have a session.
Oh, I meant it. You didn't believe the brief,
No,
the
you know,
description?
Well, going into it.
Oh, the
Yes.
description. I was like, you're straight up getting coaching because I'm lazy. I didn't want to lecture. I'm just being straight
So
up.
I think
I was like, what can I do?
I think
I
probably
don't
for
do
a
work.
lot of us, it was probably our first session. So I want to say those $65 were worth the session.
I always end it because it's very California. What are you grateful for? So it's funny you both already started. What are you grateful for? I'm going to do gratitudes around.
I'm really grateful to be here. I try to be more confident starting with me, what I feel it, how I feel it. Because I think this is one feeling stopped me touching, feel always scared. I feel, sometimes I feel excited, but I don't know how to express. So to be part of this, I don't know. I feel really grateful. This, I don't know. I don't have another word to say. Because I'm really excited. You learned a lot. I almost cried over there because I don't know how to express all.
Oh no, you were. I saw it. I saw it. I also saw the eye roll. You were next to me. I was like, ooh, that eye roll strong. I can't piss her off because.
Yeah, because sometimes I think I don't want to hear it. So I know you're right. So.
They said to look up for us for like help, and she was like.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But thank you. Thank you for everything.
I am grateful that I was on a boat of people willing to be so vulnerable and like share so much and be so authentic. I think it's so understated how powerful that is when we can all come together as like basically strangers and share such a beautiful and uplifting and powerful experience. So thank you, and just grateful for that.
I'm grateful for the safe space that we all created in that one boat. Getting all the different perspectives from so many different backgrounds. You know, it just lets you get out of your own head and just kind of see the world through someone else's eyes. So really, thank you for all that. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thankful to you, because I would have
Amazing
never
job,
even known about
everyone.
this.
I think we need
My
a day
ride
off
is
tomorrow.
going to leave me, so I gotta go. But I'm so proud of you all for leaning in and doing something out of your comfort zone because it's super scary. But the more you do it, the more badass you get. So continue to do more of that.
I think we need a day off tomorrow too.
To process. You guys, we could probably.
Oh yeah. Here's. Do you have a card? No. It's okay. You could text me. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for all the support here. Like, I feel like we're all more similar than we are different. No matter what our role or where we're from or what language we speak, we all have the same sort of like things that we're dealing with. And so thank you for helping us get through that.
Thank you. I'm not done. Wait, my gratitude. Hold on. Do you want to be coached too? I could coach you too. Think of a coaching question. Just a lot of things. So when I got asked to do this, they're like, "Oh, what topic do you want to speak at?" I was like, "We don't like. Why do you want to hear someone lecture and talk? I'm just gonna coach." And they're like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "People have a lot of problems to talk about, so let me just start coaching." And also, I think we forget the power of connection. But if you notice, it wasn't just me giving advice, it was all of us giving advice, right? You were even talking about it. Oh, I'm not the only person. It's everyone else. And when we're vulnerable and we feel safe and comfortable, I just love what I do. So thank you for letting me hold space and for being comfortable enough with one another as well. Because I also know that was a choice. You didn't have to. So that's why if you notice each time when you were talking about like networking, like, no, if you have red flags on someone, listen to that. You don't have to do that.
You do such a good job at setting the tone to like welcome that. Like I feel like, yes, exactly.
And I think that's why we're all still here.
Yeah, that's why we're still here.
All right, fun fact, if you didn't take away from the recording, we stayed 30 minutes over after the boat. And we just sat on the couches, did some more coaching, connected. And I hope what you got out of this with everyone who shared in the boat is you are not alone. And I know you weren't at the boat with us, but I hope you find at least one person that you feel comfortable with talking to, a friend, a colleague, a family member, therapist, or coach to just talk to. And if you loved this replay of me coaching, 3 things for you to do if you feel called to do them. 1, share this with a friend or 2. Send them a message on why they should listen to it, mainly because they're not alone in what they're going through. 2, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to. It's because my team and I created this podcast as an accessible resource to others. And when you leave a rating and review, it lets the podcast algorithm do their thing. And number 3, if you're like, wow, these people that were in the boat got incredible coaching, I want to be coached by Elaine, then schedule a call with me and we can see if it's a good fit to work together. You could schedule a call with me at elainelu.com /call. And during the call, you'll receive 3 action items towards your goals. If it's a good fit to work together, great. I'll share with you how it looks like to move forward and work together. And if it's not a great fit, great. I'll refer you to other people and resources. So either way, it's a win-win situation for you. All right, I'll catch you at the next episode.